right, so welcome everyone to the Soul Station for Session 2, Lesson 3 on the subject of hate for a spiritual perspective with the spiritual bee. So what we're going to do for this session, we're going to start out with the blackboard. And as you recall, it's been a while. I've experienced some death in the family, and I'm just now getting back for your monthly reports. But I left you with an assignment to decipher in your own words what the meaning of hate is. What does it comprise of? So before we go into some scriptures, we're going to kind of jot down because, as I said before, we're trying to come up with a backronym, which I think means like turning a word. It's like giving it an acronym, making a word an acronym, but it's a backronym, right? So it's going to actually turn into a type of phrase, okay? So we're dealing with the subject of hate, okay? If you recall all of those scriptures from session 2, lesson 1, and lesson 2, we talked about the loose side of things, which is the love of us, which we're given a lot of order, it was like, don't hate your brother, how to treat your neighbor, and what hate does, and what God hates on the guilt side. God is love, guilt side of hate, and the orders of how to treat your brethren. It talked about how haters sow discord amongst the brethren, and how God hates people who cause discord and dissembles relationships out of attitude. It also talked about hidden hate, which was like the most dangerous hate, and how the Most High has a problem with that. So, as a teacher of sorts, I have learned that people live better when they can define things for themselves and not just go on how they've been taught, because many of us have been taught wrong, and we can't fault the past because they only gave us what they thought was right, okay? And we know that when it comes to hate, it deals with a lot of hostility, right? It deals with hostility, at least as far as I'm concerned, okay? It has a type of angst. It has a type of attitude attached to it, right? All right. And with T, it was not a lot, but we can deal with like turmoil, okay? Tumultuous behavior. This is the kind of assignment that I am giving you. You have to come up with your own thing. We may meet up in the middle, we may have some differences, but I am sure that once you define it for yourself, you can live up to your own expectations, okay? And when it comes to E, what I have found is that when it comes to hate, people feel entitled, okay? What do you mean by that? Okay, so nobody knows hate more than, say, melanated people, brown people, the black people, those enslaved, okay? We know hate like nobody else. But when you think about hate, not only is it an attitude which has been given to someone, just like you have to learn love, in my perspective, you have to learn hate. But it comes out of a type of entitlement, okay? And for many of us in the past, our ancestors had to deal with the hate because other people felt they were more entitled to the jobs, okay? Some people hate you because they feel like they're entitled to a position, okay? They're entitled to the spotlight, not knowing the backdrop oftentimes of why you're in that position, because man is not the only being that can promote you. God can promote you in ways that nobody will ever understand. And people wonder, how did you get there to why you're there? Because God says you're the best fit for that position. So hate can come out of a lot of things. But again, in my perspective, hate is a taught attitude. So at the end of the day, we need to come up with a backronym for ourselves, okay, of describing or giving a meaning to this unfortunate behavior, okay? So what I want to do at this point is just turn to a few scriptures for us to understand hate a little bit better, but we're going to be coming from the cool gel side of hate, which is the center of our love. Jesus is love. And we're going to look at some different perspectives about hate that may be kind of shocking to you, but it is totally in line with life today. So let's grab our Bibles, our highlighters, our pencils, our paper, whatever we need in order to get these scripts, and let's see what the Bible has to say in regards to this subject. All right, so if you are ready, I'm going to start with the Gill order. We're going to go to the Old Testament, and we're going to begin with Proverbs 8 and 13. So I may be a little sketchy because I got my notes everywhere, and like I said, I've been having a very busy week. We had a great loss in our family, and now I'm trying to get back on track with you. So Proverbs 8 and 13. Proverbs 8 and 13. And as you're looking for that, I'm going to go ahead and read. You can jot this down. You can read it later. It's a great subject of study that should be attended to. It says in verse 13, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way. And the forward mouth do I hate. What is a forward mouth? A hypocrite, somebody that says one thing and does another. Okay, so I think I mentioned this before in the last session. I was like, everybody hates a hypocrite, but sometimes you need to check yourself and see if you are also a hypocrite. Sometimes we judge others and we find out that in some other shape, form, and fashion, you may be just as guilty. Okay, so when it comes to hate, God said he hates evil. He hates pride. He hates arrogancy. And I can understand that, because someone is full of pride. It's like it's no room for change. The ego's in the way, just as well as arrogancy. Someone that knows everything. They got all the answers. Arrogancy. There's no room to learn. You're not a student. And you have to understand God is the master of master teachers. So if he can't teach you nothing, you're no good. So that's a karma in and of itself. Okay? And the evil way. Then those who are what I describe as a hypocrite with a forward mouth. You say something, but you can't back it up. Okay, let's go to Psalms 97 and 10. That's the book before Proverbs, okay? The book, just flip to the right, flip the pages towards the right. It's the book before Proverbs. And we're going to chapter 97 and verse 10. Okay. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. Well, what is evil? Okay, so it's a lot of things that needs to be defined, because sometimes you may think you know something and you realize that you don't. Okay, and we may be discussing this in the next session. Ye that love the Lord, you need to hate evil. This is a commandment. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Well, that's already letting you know evil is wicked. Wicked people do evil. Okay? They are full of pride and arrogancy. Okay? They are full of a forward mouth. They are good at dissembling discord amongst the brethren. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs 10 and 12. And that's the book again. Flipping to the left. Okay, and back to Proverbs 10 and 12. And we in the Gill side. God is love. Okay, but in Proverbs 10 and 12, hatred stirs up strife. Hatred stirs up strife. But love covereth all sins. And I know that to be true. You may know that to be true. You've had a person or people to really do you wrong and treat you very, what we quote unquote, in an evil way, and somehow you're able to forgive, and look past the fault, especially when they ask for forgiveness, right? Because love does cover a multitude of wrongdoing. It really does. But hatred stirs up strife. It stirs up trouble. It causes battles. It causes mischief because of what's going on within them. Okay? There's a battle going on within the person that is full of hate. So oftentimes, what are they going to do? They're going to project it onto you. They're going to project it onto society. Because there's a lack of understanding. Somebody's been taught wrong. Somebody's been taught more hate than love. Somebody's mind is narrow. They feel that they can't love outside of a race. They can't love outside of a immediate family. They can't love outside of a nation, but you can. Love is universal. Okay? Just like hate is universal, love is universal. You can be whatever you want to be. But I will admit that you have to be taught. None of us coming in this world just knowing. We came in receiving information. Okay? So, this is the guild order. Now, I got a really interesting story we get ready to break down in regards to hatred. You know, because sometimes people feel they love you and then something shifts. And then it's like they don't love you no more. But my question is it really love? Okay, so we get ready to dabble in a story that's very interesting in the Old Testament here in 2 Samuel 13. Okay, 2 Samuel 13. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a great story that I am about to share with you. If you're not at that place yet, jot it down and read it later. And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister, and fair in other words is beautiful, whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar, for she was a virgin. And Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. Okay? Now, when I look at this, I'm like, is this love or is this lust? Because we need to be able to devise the two. Okay? Verse 3. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Jonadab, the son of Shimeah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man. And he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. So now it's time to put on an act. That's the first mistake right there. Okay? Becoming cunning. So Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see you, or thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat at her hand. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress his meat. You know, that's your brother. Go on, it's cool. Go. He's asking for you. He needs you. You know, like most parents want brothers and sisters to be close enough when they need each other, they down for each other. They right there for each other. You see what I'm saying? Then David sent Tamar, saying, go down to thy brother's house and dress his meat. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house. And he said, lay down. And he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight and did bake the cakes. coming out of love. You know, I'm getting ready to serve my brother. You know, he's sick. He needs me. That's special. That's very special. And she took a pan and poured them out before him. But he refused to eat. And Amnon said, have out all the men from me. Have out all the men. I want everybody out of my house. All the people out of my house. And they went out, every man from him. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat into the chamber, that I may eat of thy hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her, and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. Brother, what are you doing? Don't have me. I'm a virgin. Don't do this to me. Don't shame me. You know, there's a culture in effect here. And let me tell you something. And that culture is into this culture today. If that woman is raped, if she's molested, or anything like that, people tend to side with the man, even unto this day. And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. And whether shall I cause my shame to go? She said, what I'm going to do with this shame? People going to be blaming me. I'm doing something out of love, and I'm getting ready to be hurt. But people are going to be blaming me. Women, wake up. And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Yeah, you know, ain't nothing going to happen to you. You just be a fool and maybe cat. I don't know. But it's going to be a lot of shame for me. Now, therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from you. Now, you can do this the right way. Just go ask the king, can we get together? Go ask the king for permission, for his blessing. You know, treat me right. Howbeit he would not hearken unto her. This is verse 14. Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice. He wouldn't listen to her. But being stronger than her, forced her and lay with her. He raped her. That feeling was so overwhelming. You know, the Bible says the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. It was so overwhelming. He would not hear her. So you can't tell me that that was love. He thought it was love because of the way he felt. But love don't do this. Love will be patient and kind and honoring. He didn't love her. He was in lust with his sister. Whatever kind of sister that was. Okay. Then watch this in verse 15 though. He done raped this woman, his sister. And in 15, the audacity of him. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly. That's a lot of hate. So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love, or what I would say, the lust, wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise and be gone. Now he done tossed her like trash. Okay? And she said unto him, there is no cause. This evil in sending me away is greater than the other than thou didst unto me. But he would not hearken unto her. He would listen to her. He done did something very shameful. Now, just that quick, he went from his so-called loving feelings into full-blown hatred. And I understand why. Because his conscience. He knew. He knew it was he knew there was karma behind that. Really, is the secret gonna get out? That's where it's coming from. So quick. How we change when we don't get our way, or when we do something that's so improper Now we projecting our bad behavior onto an innocent person. Think about that for a moment. This is coming from somebody you would trust. All right? So let's go into the cool gel side. We're going to go to Luke 14 and 26. We're going to the New Testament. That's Luke 14 and verse 26. If you don't have time to find it, that's fine. Just write it down and study it later. Luke 14 and 26. Now this is coming from Jesus, Jesus. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brother and sister, ye and your own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Now we discussed this in the last session. Like Jesus, like if you don't hate where did that come from? Because just in Matthew 5, you was teaching love in verses 43 through 44. Let's go to that real quick. Ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. But he leveled up on it. Okay? It's not just a common physical law anymore. It becomes the law of the spirit. He says, but I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you. But over here in Luke, somehow, his whole attitude changed, right? His whole attitude changed. Let's look at Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. Go back to the Old Testament. Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. All these books are kind of close together, okay? So after Proverbs, Ecclesiastes. And we're going to go to chapter 3 and verse 8. And I love Ecclesiastes because it breaks down the laws of nature, the laws of life. And verse 8 says, a time to love, a time to hate, a time for war, and a time of peace. Who's really setting the stage when we're dealing with time? Because it's a lesson to be learned. It has to exist in order for you to appreciate, to know what the opposite is. Remember, Paul said all things are permissible, but are all things edifying? Is it doing any good? Is it promoting? Is it progressing? Is it making things better in life? That's why laws come into being. Laws are necessary. Don't mean they're the truth, but they can be necessary. Especially when we're harming one another. Because to me, the only real crime is when you harm another person. Physically and financially. That's when you need to be serving time. Anything else can be dealt with. But that's a different kind of wrong. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to close out on Psalms 139, 21, and 22. Just go back a couple of books. And we're going to do verses 21 and 22. Again, another attitude about hate. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate you or thee. And am not I grieved with those that rise up against thee. I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies. This is David talking. You know, the one Tamar's father that we just read about, whose son just raped her, who went from all of this so-called love to an instant hate. Why? Because he knew he had did something wrong and it needed to be covered up. It was in his conscience. It may not be written, but I know. I know. Okay? So we're dealing with hate. And it says in Ecclesiastes 3, it's a time for everything. I wonder why it's a time for hate. In my experience, hatred has taught me a lot about myself. So the Most High may send you an enemy to elevate you so you can look in your own mirror, so you can see the weaknesses in yourself to see where it is where you need to improve. Because maybe you didn't never know hate. Now you have to know a little hate, even within yourself, to know which side of the fence is better for you in your walk in this life, on your journey, on your path to your higher consciousness, to your higher self. Okay? So again, even though this is the climax for the subject of hate, I'm still urging you to do the assignment and come up with a backronym. Find your own meaning for hate. What does it really mean to you? Having angst, hostile attitude towards entitlement. Because at the end of the day, hate, as far as I'm concerned, has a lot to do with somebody feeling entitled. And I'm going to leave it here until the next lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to support the station. Give some thumbs, some likes, share with your friends. This is a very necessary message, and I hope to see you for the next one. But until then, I pray that truth be your happiness and your healing. Overseers, welcome back to the Soul Station here with the Spiritual Beat for another one. This is your October forecast, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use the house cards as opposed to the planetary cards to get us started, and then we're going to get into some moon energy, and we're going to pull you a rune card before we get into the cards. Okay, I hope you're doing well. I know I am behind. Pray for me and my family. We had a major loss again, and so they put me behind schedule. Okay, I lost my nephew, my shop, very young, and you know, that's a whole nother recovery. So please pray, soul warriors, truth seekers, those who are really in touch with the divine. Special prayers out to my sister and my nephew, as well as myself and the rest of the family, because he was truly loved. And I just thank you in advance. Also remember to support the channel. You will be working with the Capricorn Sun. Okay, so the house of Capricorn Sun and of the Aquarius Sun. Okay, so we're going to read those houses for you. Okay, Capricorn and Aquarius Sun, the sea goat. Your core representation as Capricorn is ambitious, focused, patient, and hard work. You are able to accomplish any goals you set your mind on and have the stamina to achieve your destiny. You are creative, loyal, determined, and a strong leader. Your essence is calm and cool with a dry sense of humor that breaks the ice when things become too intense as you strive for carefully planned aspirations. Your talents are in your inventive, organized, and trustworthy character. By keeping your eyes on success and money, you can assure abundance in your life. Okay, so that's what we in Capricorn Sun. You know, they're all about the status, baby. It's not so much the money as much as it is about the status. Money just says status. Okay, Aquarius Sun is your underlining external energy overall for the month of October. Your core representation as Aquarius is visionary and humanitarian. You are intellectual, inventive, and require freedom to thrive. You are a paradoxal. You're unique and creative, yet scientific and fabulous at research. You are very friendly and social, yet also need time alone. Your essence is curiosity. You study other people, cultures, and unique projects that interest you. Your talents assist the world with original ideas and developments for the future. You are a progressive thinker, get that, and revolutionary. Your good deeds and kindness are greatly rewarded with abundance. Y'all come into some abundance in the future. I think it's some things that you have to do right now that you have to work on to get it. And if it's one thing, I believe Virgo can get it. Virgo can accomplish it. But Virgo, just like all the other two earth signs, which is Capricorn and Taurus, they have to work at it. They have to put in the effort. It's not like shit just come to you, okay, like other people, you know, like Leo, to me, they just have the natural law of attraction. It's like they just born to have success, you know, it's just given to them, but not every sign is treated equal, right? We all have our specialties. Thank the universe for that, so we won't complain. Here is Moon in Aries again. It just won't stop, will it? So that's your internal all over mood, and your external underlining energy. We just spoke it up, didn't it? Is in Leo, okay? So Aries, you're going to have to be sensitive to how other people feel now, Virgo. You know, sometimes y'all can be a little insensitive, you know. So we're going to need you to be sensitive to other people's feelings this month, okay? You know, to prevent you having conflict with other people's. And when it comes to your Leo and your external energy, underlying energy is important. Time to guard against being self-centered, over opinionated, or pushy. And I think that explains itself. Don't just think that you have to get your way, okay? I know it's true. I know you're going to be a little upset with it, but either you mad or you cracking up, because you know I'm telling the truth. You can't have your way all the time, all right? All right? Everything ain't the way you want it. Sometimes you have to accept no's just like you do your yeses. I promise you, if you learn that factor, life will be much easier for you, okay? And you won't turn nobody off, okay? So you don't want to do that. You never know if you'll need them in the future. So let's go ahead and pull you a fortune card from the Ruin deck, and let's see what's going on for the month of October. Again, remember to support the station. All right. As we sow here, you know, as we sow in love. It's all about the love. Oh, you have Kunaz. Okay, Kunaz. I think that was for Gemini as well. Sharing the same fate, vision, revelation, knowledge, creativity, inspiration, technical ability, vital fire of life, harnessed power, fire of transformation and regeneration. So you are definitely in the creative mode. This is your time to sit down with yourself and begin to create your path, or think about what it is that you want to do in terms of work and whatnot. Is here for you. There's an opening here, but you got to walk through it, and you got to do it so you can get to your abundance, because I don't know where that's at yet, okay? We don't know where that's at yet. I'm trying to get these specials out that I've already done, and something that's preventing me from getting them out to you, but hopefully I can figure that out this week, so you will know. You know, I do the special reports from now to next year, what's going to unfold for you next year, so hopefully I'll get that out to you soon enough where you will know. But it's definitely you and your creative spurts and your ideas about where you want to go, whatever inspires you. You need to be getting busy now, okay? Because that's how you're going to get your abundance. You got to do the work. Some of you already have ideas, you're just not working it. You got to get to work, okay? Overall, look at that approval, Ace of Wands. So overall energy, your core energy is the Hierophant. This month, you have the Page of Cups. It's your expected energy. It's coming out of the Seven of Coins, and it has an outcome of the Five of Coins. Your conflict and a challenge and your blessed supported energies we'll discuss in a moment. We have the King of Cups as your underlying energy, just like in Leo, okay? And you have that as your external mood, okay? This could be a husband, a mate, okay? Riding the waves. Yeah, you have to ride the waves on this one, okay? Because it's, like I said, God is an on-time God, but God is not on our time, okay? There is a time for everything, which was mentioned in the lesson, you know, and right now is your time to be, you know, to bear down and do whatever it needs to be done in order to get what you want, whether you are creating a business or applying for a job, or, you know, whatever it is. We need you to get on the up and up. And I see that you are inspired. You have a lot of get up and go, and you also have some approval here for those of you who are seeking work or seeking some type of contract, because we have the Hierophant here. This can also be dealing with a living arrangement, okay, because we have the Hierophant here. This is voluntary. You don't have to do it, but it's one of those things that if you want to, if you want to stay here, it's going to be some rules and regulations, okay? So that's what it is, okay? And probably some pay. But I'm also hearing that you look up to somebody when it comes to this Page of Cups, okay? I don't know if it's somebody younger than you or somebody your age or just somebody who's youthful, okay? But it's somebody that you look up to, and you have interesting conversations with them. This is interest. Now, this interest doesn't have to be sexual when it comes to this Page of Cups. You all may be working together as well. I'm hearing a floor plan. You may be on the same floor plan. I don't know if it means living together or the same apartment complex or, the same department at work. I don't know. Something about a floor plan. But you look up to this person, okay? Expect to have a conversation with someone of interest or someone that's interested in you, okay? Maybe it could be somebody that you want to work for or contract with, okay? And it's coming out of the Seven of Pentacles. Now, this may be you connecting with someone in terms of a living arrangement or a job, because we're looking at our resources. I don't know if they low, high, or you're just trying to maintain, but that's very important to you. So this contact is very important to you. I don't know. I'm sure you're making this contact if you're looking for work, because I don't think they're looking for you unless it's those online industries like Indeed.com or what is that? I don't know if Career Builders is still around, but it's a whole lot of them that you may be applying with, okay, or applying for jobs through those networks, because for a lot of you, you're trying to hang on to what you have. You're really trying to hang on to what you have. She's telling me to pull a root card for you. I'm kind of going fast because the lesson was long. The climax lesson on hate. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And I don't want to make it too long because you got to edit and get it all posted up, and that's a process in and of itself. So what is the reason for the Seven Pentacles and the Hierophant? Because you got to have some money to stay here, or you need money. You need resources. This is about your resources. For some of you, this is definitely about family resources. Maybe you already have a family. You got the husband. Maybe you get ready to make a family. You have the husband card here, the provider card, the card of provision. See, this is about taking care of your needs. And I do feel like strongly there is a male figure here. I don't know if this male figure is pushing you to do this. Maybe an obligation to move in together, or pushing you to move into your creativity, to take chances. Okay, so the root cause is bi, B-I, and ja. Ooh. Let's see. By means twice, double, every other time. For example, year and week. And then you have ja, which deals with maternal grandmother or mother's mother. Ooh, so that is the reason. Maybe you have two grandmothers. What is the maternal grandmother? Maybe you've done this before. You do this twice a year. Maybe you do have two maternal grandmothers in a weird way. So Bai and Ja is the reason for this Seven of Pentacles and this Hierophant energy. like you do this, somebody does something twice a year. Twice a year. Okay, this page of swords is sticking out, as y'all can see. It just slid on over, and I know it's there for a minute. I don't know if it's a message for me and you, but you looking into something, somebody's looking into you. Okay, this definitely could just be as much as a background check, particularly for you overseers who are job seeking. Okay, that keeps coming out. Job seeking. Let's find out what the conflict is. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is about paying bills and giving offers. You know, if you're anything like me, in my business, I give a lot away. You know, the gift of giving is nothing like it. You know, but it's a conflict. Maybe you don't feel you have enough to give. You know, maybe you may think it's too small. You may not think it's enough. You know, maybe you're trying to figure out how to put it together. This could also be doing paying your bills and submitting information. You know, I tell anybody looking for a job is a job in and of itself. We should get paid for looking for jobs. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot of energy to do that, and submitting that information may be a problem. You know, maybe it's got something to do with technology. Maybe it's your computer. Maybe, you know, where to go. If you can't figure it out, go to the library. If the library is open, go put in your application, okay? What's going to help you is the Emperor reverse. This is going to be a blessing. Now, I don't know if this is the captain's away, so the mice will play type energy, you know, or because this is also somebody in charge taking a break. Or this could be the person's going to help you, but they may be unavailable, or you don't really see them. This can also be a father figure as well. But whoever this is somebody that, for some of you, I'm hearing we all fall down. That's what I'm hearing. We all fall down. Some type of failure. Maybe your business failed, but somehow it's getting ready to be a blessing for you. Or maybe you are in the process of building it, but you get ready to get what you need. You get ready to get an approval. You get ready to get an approval for some money, maybe to build your business. Okay? You get ready to get only what you need, though. It ain't going to be nothing extra. It's going to be exactly what you need. All right? Whatever that means. I think this has a lot to do with people building businesses, but this could also be a local government. I just feel like you may have to wait until somebody returns. Maybe this is a good thing that they're not available right now, because they're going to approve you for what you need. I don't know if it's government aid or government contract, but you're going to get approved for what you need, okay? It's going to take care of everything. It's going to take care of your needs. For someone else, you may feel a little needy when it comes to this commitment at the time, which makes sense to me, especially if you're starting a job, because we usually begin a lot of jobs in drought, right? At the bar and stuff to get on our feet till we get on our feet. But you're already being promised, if you get on into your creativity, get on to your inspiration, get on into putting that job application in, you're going to be good in a minute. You just got to work it, okay? There is obligation here, okay? That must be met. You have to agree to this, okay? Because your resources is a concern. You know, you may have some money hidden, you know, that you don't want to touch, you know. It may be money that you have that you really can't touch without going through a lot of red tape or, you know, like rules and regulations and so forth. But this call, this connection that you're going to make, maybe for a loan for this job, for maybe an SBA for some of you. But I keep hearing you look up to this person, somebody you look up to that's going to be very prevalent to you, maybe even inspire you to get moving into your life's work. This October. And October should be a really good month for a lot of earth signs. We're going to go ahead and sum it up for this month. Source. What is the summary for October for our overseers? Ooh, y'all on straight kind of connected to Gemini. You may want to watch that video as well. This is the slide. This is about taking that. I get so tickled every time I see this slide because it just takes you back to childhood, you know, just kind of daring yourself to take a chance to do something that you've never done before. And then when you do it, you feel so inspired. And then after, you know, the butterflies, you overcome the butterflies. You know how it is when you first time you slid on the slide, you was kind of scared and you had the little butterflies. It was so fun though. You went back and did it again. And then eventually you just get used to it. You just know what to expect, right? This is what's going on with you right now, or for this month of September, taking a chance. I don't know if it's with a loan, a job, building a business, accepting a contract, taking a chance, you know, with learning government contracts and getting approved. It's something beautiful here. And I'm encouraging you to make that move right now, baby. Okay? Let's get you an oracle message. Spirit vibes, oracle message. Source, what would you like for me to share with overseers for the month of October? What is your message, dear source, for overseers for the month of October? Oh, masochist. Ooh. We got a little nemesis underneath here, but I ain't gonna deal with that. So some of y'all may be dealing with a little jealousy. I wouldn't be surprised. But you have masochists, okay? I don't know if this is pertaining to you or someone else, okay? This is someone who really works so hard to humiliation. Like, you know, they like to do it all themselves, you know. Sometimes it may be humiliating sometimes. Because maybe they may have to show some flaws and whatnot. It may be a little embarrassing for you, but baby, don't worry about what people saying about you. They ain't paying your bills. It don't matter, okay? If they ain't supporting you, it don't matter what they think about you. Do the mother loving work, okay? And I'm going to leave it here until the next one. Hopefully you'll have another one next week, but I won't make any promises. Remember to keep us in our prayers. Keep us in your prayers, and I will do the same for you. And thank you so much for tuning into the Soul Station once again. Remember to thumbs it up. And hotel.